When will the game start? This is a good question. Wait, they're starting. Actually, to be fair, we are 10 minutes late today. I was there, mate. I was ready. I was waiting. The prediction has already run out. But it is officially time for those games to start. I hope that you can forgive me, mate, for this 10-minute break. Oh my god, they're actually PvP. What the hell? Well, I don't know what this is. What the actual hell? Huh. What the hell is even that? Somehow, guys, in lower bracket, round 1 of the LiuLi Cup, the ZVZ has turned into a PvP. Are we a joke to you guys? Lol. I guess they're trying to make a statement, guys. ZVP unplayable. I don't know. What I do know is that today is going to be an absolutely fantastic day of StarCraft. If it's not in this series, it will happen in the next and the next and the next. I am going to enjoy this, but it's not what I was hoping for.
Let's get it on.
You did tell me, Freeman. You were right. I never ever thought this would be a PvP. I expected Reynor to maybe play Protoss. I never thought this would be PvP, but you were right, Freeman.
Round 1. Fight!
Now, that's just for the first game. There's obviously a chance that somebody goes back to Zerg. Game 2, Game 3. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. In the top left side of Neon Violet Square, we are looking at the main base of my Protoss amigo, representing Basilisk. It is Reynor. Reynor is going to hit us with the pylon and gate on the low ground, which I think on a map like Neon Violet Square is the right way to play. In the bottom right side of Neon Violet Square, I can't for the life of me remember this guy playing anything but Zerg. But today, he has not picked Zerg. Why? Lord knows. This is dark. I mean, the why is probably because he thinks Protoss is very good. Reynor hits us with a Nexus, by the way, before Cybercore. So I've played a lot of PvPs over the last few months. And in my mind right now, if you're dark, you already basically need to either apply a lot of pressure, sell it as an all-in, or actually all-in. You don't have the option to just like, oh, you expand, I expand, we'll take it from there, because I think you're already kind of dead at that point. Your opponent is going to have a far superior economy, and if you're building the same units, I think you're cooked. Dark will 4-gate. Either a proxy robo or 4-gate. That's something that I would expect here. But the thing is, he's going to send the probe into the main. So he can't really build a proxy with this. This is home. It's starting to look like Dark just wants to go 2 adapt expand. But I actually think that would be a mistake. I think he'd be in real trouble. But these guys are not natural Protoss players. I mean, even if Dark wanted to expand, he's definitely not going to. What is he going to do? Take the gold? Take the gold in Twilight Council? Well, the boys are gaming. He's gonna get his own stock. But guys, this is so late. Reynor, his Nexus is done. And Reynor, his target is ahead. All that Reynor needs to do is just get a full wall off. Don't fall apart against 2 adepts. And then you spam Phoenix. And you go Phoenix Robo or double Stargate Phoenix and you win. Reynor just needs to make sure that he does not let these 2 adepts get in. Reynor! Okay. Cute wall off. That is kind of cute. Reynor is gonna go. Oh, nice block, Reynor. Look at Reynor, guys. All those years of playing Protoss paying off. The Reynor's got the pylon block as well. He will see 2 more adepts. Will Dark go Phoenix? Dark should basically go Phoenix, right? If he doesn't go Phoenix, isn't he like Omega Cook? I'll be honest. Dark should be in a lot of trouble here. Dark has still... Oh my god, he's supply blocked. Never mind, he's no longer supply blocked. He's going for world's latest Oracle. Reynor already has an Oracle and a Phoenix out. Reynor is really far ahead. If Reynor does not mess up, Dark's got nothing that shoots up. Like this Oracle. Reynor, go in, mate. If Reynor goes in right now... And he can kill... Okay. No, it's the 4 adepts actually sneaking in. This is a bit of a mistake. Reynor focus on the Oracle on the other side of the map. Dark will deal some damage here, but I think Reynor will deal all the damage. Look at this. Oracle is in the main base. Reynor is not paying attention. He's busy microing against the adepts on the other side of the map. But he's going to kill 4 or 5. He will see the lack of workers, so now he can go to the gold. There's not even a pylon here. 0 anti-air. If Reynor had a tiny bit more energy, which he does, Reynor is going to kill 5 more probes here. This is an absolute clown fiesta. Can Reynor deal with the Adept? Yes, he's got 2 Stalkers and a Phoenix, and I think, honestly, that should be game. Reynor is 4 workers up, 9 army supply up. The fact that Dark killed 8 workers as well is impressive with the Adepts. If Reynor would have just gone, by the way, for that full wall off, like I said, then this is the biggest one-sided landslide victory ever. Reynor is going to use energy recharge. He can drop some stasis trappies. Dark is going to try to at least get some value from that gold, get blink, and you know, being down 5 workers and having the gold, I guess is playable. Because Dark killed 8 more workers than I think he was supposed to kill. Hello, Tazita. Reynor might be able to get like 2 workers here if he micros this correctly. That is 1 Dark with a good response. Still alright on Reynor's side. Reynor's gonna hit us with the Dark Shrine. I like it. I like the Dark Shrine here. Because Dark has no detection, guys. Lost his Oracle, does not have a Robo. Reynor checks the pocket expand. He's going to see all the gateways here. Reynor could throw down Revelation, that's what he does. I mean, Dark is just gonna blink Stalker all in. There is a world, obviously, where Dark kills everything mega quick with his blink Stalkers, gets an Oracle out, somehow loses all the probes, but kills everything on the other side of the map and wins. But that should not be our world, because Reynor should have plenty. Yeah, Reynor already has plenty of units. This is not going anywhere, guys. This is not going anywhere for our Korean Zerg that has played Protoss in Game 1. Why is he playing Protoss in Game 1? I don't know. Maybe he's testing Reynor, maybe he thinks Reynor might be mega bad in PvP. Reynor is not that bad in PvP. Reynor has 2 Adepts in the main. The Stasis Trap did get picked up. He could drop another Stasis Trap here if he wants to. Are these the DTs, Reynor? Is this the pylon? Well, that's kind of GG, right? Of course, Dark could Chrono Boost out an Oracle. This Stargate would live by the time an Oracle comes out, but Dark is not in a position to lose workers, and he's going to lose workers here. There is no single moment more glorious than that PvP moment where you've got a DT. Dark now warps in an Oracle, by the way. Reynor kill probes here. Okay, he's going to send 1 DT into the main. Johan goes here. I would not be surprised if Dark leaves immediately, but I guess Dark's going to try. Dark obviously thinks his chances are better in PvP. I don't think that that is true, but I think it's more just that Dark really believed that, hey, maybe my Protoss is pretty good. And what if this Reynor kid is only really good in PvZ and not in PvP? But unfortunately for Dark, Reynor is kind of good in PvP. I don't think so, Mind Serious. I also don't think it's needed. Why would you have to limit people in their ability of playing the game? I think they're allowed to switch. They should be allowed to play whatever the hell they want. Reynor is getting further and further ahead in this game. Dark handled that, all things considered, quite well. Could have been a lot worse. Obviously, the spidey senses of needing an Oracle were tingling. That was good, but he's still in all sorts of trouble. Yeah, he did that really well, Serral. That was actually impressive. But Reynor is still very far ahead. Reynor can snipe the Oracle here if he wants to. And that means that once more, Dark is out of detection. Well, Dark has an Observer now. Reynor, his Oracle should have some potential, whether it's in the main or natural. Little Stasis Trappy then. Oh, I don't think that's good enough, Dark. That's not good enough, mate. Now all the probes are stuck. The Stalker is stuck. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, this was most certainly an opening game. We've got 4 amazing best of 5s today. And I am certain that this best of 5 is also going to give us some really cool moments. But game 1 wasn't quite it for Dark. It just built otherwise, he just kind of lost. Now, if some things magically really go your way and they really don't go your opponent's way, but The first 3 minutes of PvP are incredibly important in this day and age. Like, when does somebody get the Nexus down? When do you scout it? When can you get your own Nexus? What are you going to do about it? And if all 4 things go against you, in my eyes, you're kind of dead. And that's the position that Dark has been in. Entertaining game. I don't think it's that entertaining. I'll be that honest. Hasn't been that entertaining. It's like Reynor is ahead, gets further ahead, gets further ahead, gets further ahead, gets further ahead. If Dark can get 1 or 2 things going his way, then I'll get excited. 4 Zealots in the main base with 8 additional Zealots. Now this is something, but Reynor should be able to be more than capable of dealing with this. Dark is gonna try to pressure the third, stepped in every single stasis trap there was. Reynor, by the way, really takes the pocket expand too often in PvP. Does snipe the War Prison with 4 Zealots inside of it. I don't know that Overmind. I'm gonna... That's a good question. That's a question for Fear Dragon. We have to test that. I love that. Dark is like, what did that day 9 guy told me again all the time? It's like, when I'm behind, what do I do? It's like the Dark Shrine, right? Yeah. Don't know if that works here, guys. I don't think it's quite gonna go down that route. Okay. Wouldn't hate it if Reynor starts playing this with a little more sense of urgency. Let's just go ahead and get it over with. Reynor's got a silly amount of Stalkers. He's got so many Stalkers that it almost becomes hard for all of them to fight. Reynor is setting this up with a DT run by the looks of it. Pure Stalker is sometimes better than Stalker Zealot. It really depends on where we fight and how we fight. I think Reynor knows this incredibly well. He has seen a lot of PvPs. He's played a lot of PvPs. Reynor runs away with game 1 after 12 minutes. It is a very convincing victory for the man who simply had the better opening. Superior build order. What the Reynor could have done to make his life a whole lot easier is a temporary full wall off before taking down those rocks. Then he did not lose 8 probes to those adepts, and it would have all been different. Does a Phoenix lift block the gateway? I don't think so, no. But I also don't know that. I mean, that's just... It's not that relevant. Like, it does stop the warping from completing, we know that. And it's very good as a Phoenix player to lift units that are currently being warped in, because they got no armor and they've got less HP, right? And they don't gain extra HP while they're being lifted. So it is always a great target to go for. I don't know if it actually stops the gateway from going off cooldown. Hope at least either of them switch back to Z. I expect Dark to switch back to Zerg, but I also thought he would play Zerg in game 1. I'll just show you guys the lobby then. It is live StarCraft after all. And you guys don't need to look at my old ugly mug. We can just take a look at the lobby and see. Dark has selected Protoss for now. Reynor has selected Terran. It could very well... Oh my. But what if Dark at the last moment goes back to Zerg? I don't think there are any rules against that either. Reynor is asking TVP. If I was Dark, I would say maybe. Dark says lol. If I was Dark, I'd say maybe and switch back to Zerg on the last second. Dark says, I don't know TVP. Zzz. Reynor is asking if he plays TOS. If you play Terran, I play Zerg. he should have just switched. Yeah. If I was Dark, I would have just said maybe, so you know you're not really lying. And at the absolute last second, bam, you go Zerg. That's what I would have done. This is where it gets weird. Well, you can say it gets weird if players want to agree, but once more, if there's no rules, it doesn't really get weird, right? Saber can just ask both players, are you ready, are you ready? And then there is just a countdown. So be it. Now what happens? Well, the players are trying to find an agreement. Reynor says, I play toss, you can play whatever you want. And Dark seems to be going Protoss as well. But I think the rule should just be, play, are you ready, are you ready? Then there is a countdown, and until 3 seconds into the game, you can switch. They should. No, I don't think... I think you only have to confer. I mean, technically, I don't think that is needed, though, Bobby, because I think in the end of the day, players are in charge of what they play, what they select. If they want to switch, if they want to one-out each other during the countdown, so be it. Let it be random. I honestly think no rules are the best rules. I think you should just ask players, you good to go? Yes. You good to go? Yes. And pay attention to the loading screen. People want to swap, let them swap. If they don't want to swap, no swap.
Round 2, fight!
Here we go. Bottom right side of Abyssal Reef. Once more loading in as the Red Protoss taking the 1-0 lead. It's a big online tournament. There's decent money on the line. But apparently they are in the mood to have some fun. And that's their right. These are two of the most successful StarCraft 2 players in history. What is big money to a lot of us, it's not that impactful to them. This is Reynor. So any pro that plays random, not full-time random. Reynor is probably... Reynor and Clem are both incredibly good with multiple races. And there's a few more. Like Dark clearly is also a good Protoss. Otherwise it would have looked a lot worse. Many of these guys have good off races, but nobody is like a dedicated random at heart. There was a small time that TLO was random. There was a small time that My Insanity Balloons was random. But now we're talking about like top 20, top 30, top 40 in the world. There's nobody in the top 5 that plays random every game. Top left side of Abyssal Reef. We are looking at the main base of our Korean Zerg, who has once more picked Protoss in game 2. Did not want to play PvT. This is Dark. Yep, TLO was random. I think he picked Terran maybe, then he was random, then he picked Zerg, or he was random, Terran, Zerg. But TLO, Balloon, there's a few more. And of course Scarlet had her magical off-race games. And you know, right now Lambo has pretty good off-race. Hearthstone plays a lot of off-race. Showtime's got good Zerg. Like, the off-race in this day and age is way better than it was back in the day. And this is because the players that are now at the top are mechanically so freaking good that if your mechanics are really good, it obviously carries over to other races rather quicker. A bit easier. Benny, as in Demu? No. Ben did play some off-race here and there. But even his Terran was mediocre, mate. Smoked his Terran the last few times we played. Let's not give too many compliments to Benny over here. I was actually thinking of Ben this morning, but I don't want to say what it was about. But I'll talk to him about it. A force field on Dark side. Okay. I like double sentry, to be honest. I think double sentry is kind of cool. Dark realized that last game it definitely went wrong, where Reynor expanded way quicker than he did, and then he got blocked. This time it is Dark who expands quicker, but he also lost the pylon. Reynor just takes care of it with sentry adept. Much more playable start here, guys. This is a lot more fair. What's the feel of a best of 9? Each player has to play each matchup. It's very fun in theory. The problem is that a lot of games are just decided in the loading screen. That doesn't mean you won't get a couple of very hype moments. You will, but a lot of the games are just going to be decided in the loading screen. It could be cool. I was thinking of like having a Monday Cup like once a month and forcing everybody to play random all the time. And I know that some pros will say like it's bullshit because you can get really unlucky and just lose because you're unlucky. But sometimes the RNG can be fortunate, right? Twilight better than Stargate? No, not one is not necessarily better than the other. It truly comes down to execution. If anything, I think a lot of Protoss players would even say they prefer playing the Oracle player here. Because if you have Oracles, the other guy can't really move out. So it's not bad to have Oracles. Because even if Dark, let's say, would go Blink and has way quicker Blink, he needs to leave so many units at home that his move out is not that intimidating. This is very even. Oracle into Robo is most certainly a play. Reynor may be worried about some sort of an all-in. I like this Adept attack, though. I don't think Reynor is really expecting that, but Reynor gets a little lucky. Sometimes, guys, in StarCraft, you need a little luck. And Reynor had a probe that was being built in the main, went to the low ground, and was just there to wipe in that pile immediately. Good reaction, of course, by Reynor. He was very quick there, but still a tiny bit lucky. Because if your probe is just like in production and there is no probe in this area, then he can't keep those adepts out. But hey, sometimes you just need to get a little bit lucky. Reynor probably has the feeling that these adepts came from somewhere, and they did absolutely come from somewhere. He finds the pylon, and Dark also proxies the Dark Shrine, which is really not the play. If you already show that those adepts came from a mysterious spot, your opponent's gonna look for it. Now the Dark Shrine gets scouted too. That doesn't make too much sense. There is some lag here. I don't know who's lagging, but... Reynor drops 2 force fields, takes care of the adepts. I mean, the good news for Dark... Did he cancel? No. The good news for Dark is that he does have 3 bases. Rex has camera of Reynor on screen. And Rex is a god. Hang out with Rex, mate. He's amazing. There is a clean feed as well, but I always prefer to be in the games. If I'm in the games, the quality is better, and I'm allowed to move my own mouse around, so I can actually see the things that I want to look at. Makes it easier for me to figure out what I want to talk about, and if you guys have questions, I can actually answer them. I think Dark will just play Zerg after this and then win 3-2. Sure, it's going to be that easy. You're right. There is a whole laundry list of people that can casually go down 0-2 against Reynor and then just, you know, play normal and win 3 games in a row. Honestly, mate, that is an excellent prediction. Some would say that that was a bit of a hot take, but you know what? I respect it. I'm very curious to see if it plays out like that. And if it does, you're a genius. I think the odds of that happening are around 75-1. It's not impossible, but it's a little unlikely. I do like a hot take, yeah. They're not quite playing the PvPs that I really love, to be completely honest. These 2 builds have been very random. And game 1 was kind of over the moment that it was like much quicker Nexus, target against target. Now Reynor is living his best stasis trap life. Reynor seems to avoid ZVZ. I don't think that's really true. I think Reynor just really enjoys playing PvZ. He likes showing us how it's done. He also likes proving a point to the people who say that Protoss is not good enough to win. But Reynor has historically been a very good ZVZ player. And especially if he's truly on point, he is arguably the best. Amazing. Of course, Serral, statistics in ZVZ are mental. But Reynor's had a lot of very big victories over Serral on big moments deep into tournaments. Finals in Kiev that Reynor won. Home Story Cup series deep into the playoffs that Reynor won. A semi-finals at BlizzCon that Reynor won. You don't win those ZVZs against Serral if you're not incredibly good at the matchup. What are the odds of Dark switching to Terran and winning 3-2? Around 550-1. And honestly, then I'm doing you guys dirty. Dark does not have detection yet, guys. He's about to enter Stasis Trap galore. Reynor's got a lot of Stasis Trappies here. That was the first. Here is the second. But Reynor's got like 17 more. I would really hate to play against this, by the way. This would actually trigger me so bad. Triggering a Stasis Trap. Ha ha ha. I know, Allison. But if I have the choice, I always... Ooh, Dark, that's the second time in this series that a War Prism with 4 Zealots gets sniped. Dark is now going to step into a million Stasis Trappies. This attack is not really going anywhere yet. Honestly, if that Prism would have been able to drop the Zealots in the main and would have been able to warp in 8 Zealots, this could have become very problematic for Reynor, because Reynor doesn't have a very mobile army. So if he has to take care of a big problem in the front and he has to take care of a problem in the main base, that could have been dangerous. Dark is now just gonna go all out here with Archon, Stalker, Zealot. We've got Charge, we've got Blink. Reynor should definitely not go too far to this area. This area right here, Dark will reign supreme. But the deeper we go to this side, the more that Reynor should be okay. The Immortals will not kill the Archons very quick, but over time they will. There are 10 Zealots storming into the natural of Reynor here in the lower bracket. First of 4 best of 5s that we have today. Zealot galore. This is where Reynor could honestly start struggling a little bit. If Reynor is smart, guys, he uses the Oracles against the Zealots. Because Pulsar Beam is actually quite good. You can give it energy recharge as well. Reynor apparently is smart. Honestly, I didn't expect it. But turns out the kid has moves. What's the best way to kill Archons in PvP? So Disruptors can be good against Archons. I think Disruptors are still good in PvP. They're a bit underwhelming in the other matchups, but in PvP Disruptors are still good. Obviously multiple Colossus with range can be incredibly good against Archons. Outside of that, Archons are also good against Archons. They're like, I see your Archons, bro, and I'm going to match you with more Archons. Immortals are very hit or miss. Technically, having Immortals is never bad in PvP, but there are moments where they are vulnerable. But Reynor is incredibly familiar with those scenarios, and he hasn't put his Immortals in one problematic spot once. And since Immortals have superior range to Archons, they over time become good. Stalkers are only good against Archons if that's the only thing they have to worry about. Because, yes, like for instance, if Dark goes mega ham on Stalkers right now, that would be good against the Archons of Reynor, but then he doesn't have an answer for the Immortals. Stalkers don't kill Archons that quick that it makes them good. It also, PvP is intriguing like that. The hard counters are not really there. It's a lot about movement, it's about micro, it's about positioning, and it's about what complements certain units. Right now, the army that Reynor has, this is an incredibly difficult army to fight with Stalkers, Zealots, Archons. You don't really want to do that. So I love the triple robot disruptor by Dark. It's actually a really good play. Reynor is just having a good time, and he's dropping a fleet beacon. He might even go for a mothership. But disruptors, guys, can still blow up all these units on the ground, even when Reynor has a mothership. Now that mothership is a great addition by Reynor, and Dark may need to build like some Tempest to eventually deal with it. But he can also just go pure Stalker Archon Disruptor. That would be perfectly fine. Thank you, Yalda Baoth, for the 47 months, mate. I really appreciate it. Game 1 was PvP as well, Kitsu. Honestly, Cure Misago, I kind of believe it. In a weird way, I kind of believe that. What's the disruptor count? It's 3. That's not really high enough yet. I think Dark needs a little more than just 3. But just having 3 is already awesome. The disruptor transition is excellent. Does Dark have an answer for all them Zealots of Reynor? 1 cannon, 1 battery pervasive. He's got DTs defensively. He rebuilt the Dark Shrine like just in his prime. 1 disruptor does go down. We can blink back. We are waiting for these shots to go off cooldown. Dark should be able to land some really good shots soon. That is a shot. That is good. That's a double kill on Archons. Honestly, Dark is handling this okay-ish, right? A couple Zealots here would be amazing for Dark. If Dark can bring these Zealots on top of the Disruptors, he'd be flying. He's got a lot of money. He needs to spend it. Not enough gates. Seems like this base might fall. Disruptor from the high ground. No, the base not going to fall. Forward blink. Dark feeling confident. Disruptor is very close. That could be a good shot, guys. That is a good shot as it softens up 3 Immortals. 3 more Stalkers go down. Honestly, Cure Misago, so far he has it. He absolutely has it. Dark, low-key, a better Disruptor player than Hero. Hero's obviously going to be better at literally everything else with Protoss, but when it comes to Disruptors, Dark may very well be better. Reynor is going to hit us with that mothership, and is now going to get 2 more Stargates. What Reynor could do here is carry us. Since he still has a lot of Immortals and Zealots on the ground, Stalkers are not a very reliable answer against Carriers. He could also go Tempest if he wants to take it mega slow, but I kind of think Carriers is a good choice here for Reynor. Only unit disrupt the one-shot is Stalker right now. That's not true. It one-shot Zealots, it one-shot DTs, one-shot Sentries. It's still good in PvP, mate. Reynor is going to go for Carriers. The air upgrades are going to be really important here, by the way, since Dark already has +1 shields. If he gets +2 as well, the Carrier is going to have a hard time having an impact. It one-shots Disruptors. You can also turn it around and say the only thing it doesn't one-shot is Archons and Immortals. But those units do tend to clump up, and Disruptors are good against those units. Yeah, this is... Especially if you're not that good, Alex. But Dark obviously is that good. Needs to be careful that he doesn't get surrounded here. This could be a really good fight for Reynor. As Reynor, his Phoenix is going to lift the Disruptor. Great engagement. Dark is going to lose a bunch of units. Dark, get those Stalkers out of there. This was amazing on Dark side. Oh, the boys are definitely gaming. We are having fun. Darlino with the 33 months. Only 2 more months to go. I am excited. I'm so excited to see Lewis in the Ferrari as well. Can't wait for the F1 season to start again. Who's winning? I think Reynor is winning because Reynor's got a better army. Reynor's got Carriers and a Mothership. But it's close. Sometimes in nobody is winning, right? It really comes down to the engagement. Dark can absolutely win a fight if he handles it well. It's just very even right now. They're going down different routes, but both of their routes are good choices and have potential. Thank you, Lumzok, as well for the 15 months. Honestly, this is a good spot for Dark's army. Reynor has no surround this time. The stasis traps are not even that bad for Dark because that's going to protect. Reynor is going to go for the Mothership recall into the main base. But a couple of Novas went down. And now in the end, it's a relatively tiny Mothership recall. I don't know about this play. I kind of feel like Dark should be able to deal with it. And if he doesn't, well, he can at least absolutely crush over here. Carriers, can they save the day? We've got Archons, we've got Stalkers. The Archons not quite fighting the Interceptors yet, though. Dark might have to just go back for a little bit and deal with his army. So Reynor recalls the tiny army into the main and then recalls the army back home. Saying Dark could have defended with DTs, and that is correct. Wait, Reynor never killed the Dark Shrine. I said Dark rebuilt the Dark Shrine. I think Reynor is having a brain bug here, and this is something that happened to me in the past, where you kill the pylon, and then you think like, okay, now the Dark Shrine doesn't matter, but the Dark Shrine does not need to be powered to warp in DTs. So Reynor, just by unpowering this Dark Shrine, didn't do anything. Dark still has the Dark Shrine. I lost a game once against this guy, so I found the proxy Dark Shrine, and then I walked there with my Stalkers, and I killed the pylon, I was like, sick, I'm safe. Woo, that was a close call, guys, I had no detection. And then 20 seconds later, it's like, your base is under attack. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why? I unpowered it. But even if you unpower it, it still just builds and it completes. And they can warp in DTs. Hello, Magna. What a night, eh? What a night. Dark now building 4 Tempests at a time, and Tempests are goated here, guys. If Reynor wants to win this game, I do kind of think that he has to win sometime soon, even though he's got a bigger bank, he's got a nice gas bank. But if Dark can get up to like 7 or 8 Tempests, he's going to have a field day against his army, as long as he can micro it well. But I absolutely do believe that Dark can micro things well. Reynor is once more going for all the Zealot run-bys, but Dark can still warp in DTs. Oh, this is a big fight though for Reynor. This is an excellent fight. As all the Interceptors are deployed, and he is ripping through all those Stalkers and Archons of Dark. Dark struggling a little bit. And he's going to lose one of the bases. Where are those Tempests? We've got 4 of them. Bam, 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 bam. Move them back immediately. If with good Tempest micro, you can absolutely be fine here. But you cannot let the Carrier Interceptors get on top of your Tempest. Reynor just has so much. Dark is losing a crazy amount of workers. Is losing the fight on the ground. And the Tempest micro is good. But for Tempest, it just takes a little too long. Unfortunately for Dark, it just all takes a little bit too long. And by the time that he has enough Tempest out, which he would have right now if he doesn't lose the first 4, Reynor has just found amazing victories on the ground. Dark's economy is in shambles, even though the Tempest micro has legit been solid. Sure, he loses a couple in the end, but he has killed the mothership. He has killed all the carriers. Unfortunately for Dark, he has lost all his bases. I think especially the miss rally here really hurt him. If these units that he lost here to those carriers, if they would have just been somewhere here, I think Dark would have had a good shot in stabilizing. Unfortunately, he lost too much. And 44 workers went down, and that is going to do it. Reynor takes the 2-0 lead in PvPs in the lower bracket. There are talks about this being Dark's final tournament. I stay away from making that a official confirmed statement, because we did that with Zest, and then Zest played 2.5 years, 17 Katowices, and played in 444 online tournaments before it was actually his last tournament. So I don't know. Dark still has to do his military service, and that should be coming up. Some people say it's coming up in February, but I don't know. To me, it's not been confirmed, so I stay away from it, but I've heard it. I'm sure some of you guys have heard it. Some people may not have heard it. Is he coming back? How should I know that? Obviously, it also depends what he can come back to, right? If Dark is going to the military for a year and he comes back and the only thing that's happening in the world of StarCraft is a Monday night weekly and some big brain bouts, he might just play a different game, or he might do something else with his life. He's also not a young man anymore, right? Dark is entering his 30s, so I personally think if Dark is going to go away for a while, he would only come back if we have something really big still going on. Dark has a kid, so he's allowed to stay at home during his service. I didn't know that was the rule. So how does that work then? What does he have to do from home? Some push-ups? He has to turn on his webcam and he has to get in shape? Or how does that work? How do you do the military service from home? He's not allowed to earn money from tournaments? Paperwork? I see. Dark is hitting us with some chat, guys. He says, okay, ... GG, you are #1 PvP. I will play Zerg. Sad face. Reynor says, haha, okay, go PvZ. So it seems like we'll get some Dark Zerg here, guys, in Game 3. He has acknowledged Reynor his greatness in PvP. And the man is going to play Zerg here on King's Cuff. He will likely have a job like military police where he can serve in his neighborhood. So then we might still see him play some tournaments, but how do you play tournament? What if... Alright, I'm looking for a loophole here, Bully. You probably have an answer to this question. Is there a world where Dark would be allowed to stream, but not take any of the money, but let the money bank up on his streaming account, and then once the service is over, he gets all of it? Would that be okay? Would he be allowed to stream and just not earn any money during that period, but get it later? Or is that also not allowed? Because then we might still see him stream. And he might play some game piece. In his EVP, how much is Dark favorite in your opinion? 5 to 10%. This is on US West. Yeah, I think I don't know. It's hard to say. I think Dark is like a 5-10% favorite here, but Reynor is incredibly good in PvZ. As long as you let Reynor stabilize, you let Reynor become a 4-base Protoss, you give him map presence, you give him an economy, you give him storm, Reynor is really good with Protoss. I think if Dark's going to win, Dark's going to mess him up before that. But King's Cove is a really good turtley map, to be fair. But yeah, how could you stream, Bully? Because if you're streaming, you're not immune of making money, though, right? Unless you would tell your streaming service that you say, I don't want anything. Well, alright. So Dark might still be around, guys, but it will not be the same until he's done with his military service. Round 3.
Round 3. Fight.
Bottom right side of King's Cove, we are looking at the main base of the Italian Stallion, the #1 PvP player according to Dark. This is Reynor. Top left side, we are looking at the main base of our Korean Zerg. This could be the last time we'll see him compete for prize money for some time. Will we see more of him in the future? I do really hope so. He's always been one of my favorite Zergs. He's one of the coolest characters I think we've had in the Korean scene. Love him. Absolute legend. It is Dark. But Fido, what if he would stream and people will just send him donations, right? Then you still make money. Even if you cannot get paid out by Twitch, you can get paid out in different ways. If you're a streamer, there are different ways of earning money. You can get ad revenue, you can get subscription revenue, you can get bits, you can get donations, you can get sponsorship deals, right? So there's not just only one way of earning something. But anyway, the TLDR is we don't know. What we do know is that Dark is building a hatchery on the other side of the map, forcing Reynor to take care of this hatch. Reynor has pulled a couple of extra probes now to the low ground to prevent this from finishing up. Yeah, I guess you'd have to stop it, Maxime. I don't know. I'm obviously not an expert, guys, on Korean law. I don't know all the details of the Korean military service. But I think a lot of people who have plans on setting something like a shop up would probably do that after their military service rather than before. Because I think a lot of kids do it at a very young age, right? When they're like 18, 19, 20, 21, whatever. But obviously Dark was earning good money with StarCraft, was one of the best players in the world. So it made sense for him to postpone it and do it when he was a little bit older. All of the things that chat suggests here are illegal. That's the way it often goes, bully. It's a miracle that I stayed out of trouble all this time with my Twitch chat misbehaving like this. Nice surrounded by Dark on the first adapt over Reynor. You don't get rich by playing by the rules. That's not always true. Maybe often it is, but not always. Reynor sends out 2 more adepts. Does still have that zealot. Reynor might feel a little bit like me here, where he's got a zealot as a part of his wall-off. He often teases me for the zealot. He says it's really bad and stupid. But because I go Nexus first, it kind of fits in the build, and it doesn't give me anything to worry about. Now Reynor is also stuck with a zealot in his wall, because he had to build the zealot to deal with a proxy hatch from Dark. Twilight Council is going to be the follow-up for Reynor. Not expecting Glaive or charge here, but the Twilight is very early, so maybe Reynor does feel like making some resonating Glaive adepts. Maybe he feels that Dark's investment in the beginning of the game does slow his transition down, and it's unlikely that he's got a good answer for a whole bunch of adepts with Glaives. Let's see. That is indeed the way that Reynor is going to go down for now. Dark's Protoss actually looked kind of good to me. I don't think it looked bad. Game 1, he just kind of missed a little bit of understanding of early game PvP. Reynor had a slightly better read on the situation. And PvP in this day and age is just omega brutal when it comes to early game stuff. You're doing the same thing, but your opponent final blocks you. They've got a Nexus down. You can't really all in anymore. Or, well, you can, but then obviously that is it. There is no backup plan. So Reynor game 1 was just kind of over before any units truly battled. Game 2 was fun, was nice, back and forth. Dark made maybe one mistake with the adepts revealing the Dark Shrine, but I don't think the Dark Shrine would have done a whole lot anyway. I don't think Dark played bad. Game 2 was good. Game 1 just a bit unlucky. Resonating Glaive Adept is almost done. Reynor is still hiding it, and Dark really... Okay, Dark is gonna drop a Baneling Nest, guys. But this Baneling Nest is obviously really late. Now, the timings in this game are a bit different because of the proxy hatch. But Dark could be in serious trouble. If Reynor waits longer and Dark is able to get like 8 or so safety Banelings, he's got a shot. So far, Reynor has done a good job in hiding what he is doing. Oh my god, this is unlucky for Dark. We are 1 second away from the Adept shots becoming orange. Now Dark sees it, knows immediately what's up. I wouldn't hate a Spine, actually. I think a Spine, every mineral line, I love it. At least 1 or 2. And now Banelings, and nothing but links. 4 Banes, not enough, I think. I think you need a few more. It might just barely work out for Dark here, guys. I need to, as soon as this attack is over, please tell me to snooze the ads. I am a one-man operation after all. I'm gonna make Vicky a moderator. Vicky's always listening. I think Vicky can save me. The Adept Shade finishes up the couple slow Baneys, guys. The Banes are blocked by the Queens. Oh, that's a shame, because I actually think that a lot of these Adepts were kind of stuck. But Reynor cannot let the Shade finish up. Reynor's going to do it anyway. I think he just loses all the Adepts here. Very good split. But I think regardless of the great split, Reynor will lose all the Adepts. Honestly, insanely good defense by Dark. Dark handled this so well. Reynor does still find a few drones, but... Woo, that was sexy, Dark. Our old Korean Zerg shows us that he absolutely still has it. Incredibly well handled. Could have been rough. Reynor drops the Robo Bay, I like it. Don't know if the counter here has potential. If Reynor drops force fields, he should be fine. Maybe even without force fields. Just watch. Reynor, you can use your sentry. Yeah, sorry, thank you. I will snooze it. Sorry, thank you. I would have forgotten, mate. You actually saved me there. Maybe I would have stared to my monitor one more time, but... Energy recharge gets used. One slow baning gets picked off. The other one gets blocked off. Dark, I think, is gonna need a quick infestation pit here, guys, and Hive. If he doesn't, I think he's in trouble against Colossus. I don't... Well, maybe there's a world where he can somehow break Reynor with a crazy amount of Hydra Link Bane, even if there are Colossus, but... I do really like Reynor's build here. I think Oracles into Resonating Glaive Adept into Colossus is cool. I like it. I've tried this as well. Unfortunately, I am the worst Oracle player on the planet. I just can't help myself. I see drones, I activate Pulsar Beam, and there's always one more drone than the Oracle dies, but... What server are they playing on? It's always the same, guys. When it's Koreans against Europeans, it is West, Central, West. So this game is on US West, if I'm correct. And I am. Top left side, West. I don't know if Roddy liking your build is a positive. Wow! Am I just being blasted here by the goat? Why is there a goat in my channel blasting me? What did I do? Unbelievable. This is out of left field. Now I really hope Reynor wins. I'm sorry, Dark. I love you. I want to cheer for you. But if I'm being blasted like this by the goat, let's see if these Colossus look good or not. Whoa. Did not expect that, guys. That was not on my bingo list for today. Reynor's got plenty of force fields to drop. Dark is still a lair tech Zerg. It is stasis trappies here, there, everywhere. A couple banelings make it through. So far, I don't hate it for Reynor. I think Reynor is totally fine. I love this build by Reynor. Sure, he's gonna lose a couple pros, but this is lair tech Zerg. Dark is gonna need to tack up to Hive. Dark will get the Nexus. That is well, the absolute bare minimum he was ever gonna settle for here, but aside of that, I think Reynor is in a really good spot. I don't know if Reynor wants to move out early, though. Like, I love that as soon as Dark realized what was happening here, he's like, oh, okay. I'm gonna need Vipers here, or I'm gonna need Lurkers. It's one of the two. Maybe both. But I'm gonna need something. Because Lairtech Zerg is not going to win this. You might get a couple pro... Hello? Okay. I mean... That was out of my control, guys. I am not in charge of Reynor misplacing Nexar. That's not on me. Dark has a little drop alert. Yeah, I know it was off, guys. I'm aware. I think Reynor just looked at the spot and he's like, it has to be on that spot. Dark is close to maxing out, does have +2 melee, but the year is not 2016. And those +2 melee banelings are not all that terrifying. Oh, I think cancelling here is okay for Reynor. Especially because Reynor is obviously playing this guys like he is in no rush at all. Oh, this could be nice by Dark, as a couple of banelings will be able to blow up the Zealot. Bad warping by Reynor. It was too close to the Zealot, means banelings attacked the Zealot and also killed the Stalker immediately. Would have been better if Reynor went for a secondary warp in here. then you force your opponent, A, they will have more HP, and B, you force them to use way more Banes. But I still think Reynor should be fine here. Colossus with extended thermal lens are incredibly good against Lynx, Banes, and Hydras. Is this a little drop lord action? It is, but it's 8 Lynx. Ooh, a Nidus. A Nidus, an Ultralisk Cavern. Adreno Lens. Ultras is also a very cool option. I like the Ultras here. I think that's good. Nice blink by Reynor. I still think you need Vipers though. If you're not going to play with Vipers at all, I think you're going to have a very tough time ever breaking Reynor here. Reynor's going to get a mothership as well. I feel whenever Reynor is off-racing these days, whether it's Protoss or Terran, he just wants to play in the most obnoxious way possible. He says, you know, it's really annoying when I just sit here and I do nothing. I get a lot of range units, I get a lot of cannons, batteries, stasis traps. Enjoy. He's living his best life as an off-racer. When he plays Terran, he does nothing other than build ghost tanks and liberators and planetary fortresses, sensor towers, building armor. And when he plays Protoss, he just sits there. And he's loving it. You know the kid is loving it. I'm definitely a little bit concerned for Dark. It might become tough for Reynor to eventually go up to 5 bases. Reynor indeed lost his Cybercore, but no Bannock. I mean, the man is almost maxed out. Should rebuild it, but... Spire on the way. I mean, Dark's just getting everything. I wouldn't hate it if Dark gets at least like this base too. Maybe this one, exactly. If Reynor is just going to sit there forever, get all the bases. Make sure that you can transfer drones as soon as the natural runs out. A third base starts running a little bit dry. We go for this one. Triple base even. That's big. Dark clicks on his Nexus and that will be a kill. No cancel on Reynor's side. Dark also working on the rocks here. I do like that. What have we got here? Few Lings running in, activating all the stasis trappies. I mean, these Lings are very feisty. They will actually be able to kill cannons and batteries if there is no support. Banelings in the mix as well. Reynor activates Pulsar Beam. I think the Banes can get the workers. Ah, that's a good attack by Dark, man. With just a few Lings and Banes finding this much damage on the 4th base of Reynor while denying, actually killing the 5th, right? That's the 2nd Nexus he has killed. And that's satisfying. Exactly 300. This was excellent by Dark. Absolutely excellent. Obviously, this game is now going down a completely different route, and Nidus even in Reynor's face. And Reynor seems to be a little bit overwhelmed. Maybe he's not paying attention to the fact that this is a Nidus. Now the Stalkers should make their way over, or Reynor wants units to come out. I don't know. I don't know. No, Reynor's gonna kill it. I think Reynor got himself earlier on in a really good position, but I have to alt tap again. Guys, I have used double snooze. There is no more pause left. Reynor may just be responsible for you guys in like 8 minutes or so getting ads in this game. I only have 3 pauses. I've used all 3. As Lings and Ultras are going to go on top of this army. Reynor does not have a crazy amount of damage right now in his army, because he's got no Immortals, guys. So these Ultras are honestly kind of bust though. And Dark is once more going to kill the 5th base of Reynor, and maybe a whole lot more. These Ultras are just not taking any damage. They've got +2 carapace, they've got chitinous plating. Reynor has no damage. And Reynor is being swarmed over here. Dark honestly has done a 10 out of 10 job in somehow dealing with this incredibly obnoxious playstyle of Reynor, just like that. Dark breaks him. Honestly, that is impressive by Dark. Dark did that so well. Getting the 5th, getting a kill on the 4th, getting the run by, getting all the workers. Honestly, that was good by Dark. Really, really, really good. Alright guys, I'll play those ads now, otherwise they will run middle. I'll take a mini break as well. Game 4 is coming up. Fun stuff. To be in my defense, and I'm sure that Serral will back this up, Reynor was actually in a good spot. Theoretically, Reynor was in a good spot. But obviously, Reynor was not playing with any sort of an idea of a move out or a timing or applying pressure. Reynor was just living his best turtle life. But I think technically Reynor's position was really good there. The fact that he has no Immortals 10 minutes later against Ultras is not related to Oracle, Glaive, Colossus against Hydroling Bay. I think we can be that honest, guys. I know you guys like to make fun of me, but come on. That's a completely different scenario. That's a completely different game. I'll take a mini break. Game 4 coming up. I'll show you guys the lobby so you guys can see if there is any banter, any chat, any race switching. I'll see you guys soon. Lol. It's actually happening? So, Reynor says, I go Zerg, you go Toss. And Dark is actually playing Toss? Ay caramba. Ay caramba. Well, that is apparently what is going to happen here, guys. Unless Dark switches back to Zerg, but... I don't think there is a mental game. I think Dark is just vibing. Alright. Well, Dark is gonna show us that just like Reynor, he too has some gnarly PvZ. That is what it is. Amygdala is going to be our 4th map. This is the first of 4 best of 5s for the people who don't know. We've got 3 absolutely amazing series after this. Next up is Gumio Skillers, and I'm very excited for that one. I'm really curious to see how that plays out. After they both lost in that matchup yesterday, I think they're both really good at it regardless. I think those games are going to be action-packed, fun, crazy. Gumio is incapable of playing boring TVP, so that's going to be fun. Then we've got round 4 of Serral versus Max Packs. Current score 2-1 in series for Max, but Serral won the most important series. Current map score after 3 series in the last 12 days, 7-7. And then last but not least, we've got Clem versus Hero today. Honestly, what a day. What a day. Round 4.
Round 4. Fight.
Here we go. Amygdala in the bottom left side. He is a Zerg this time. We are looking at the main base of the Italian Stallion representing Basilisk. It is Reynor. Update score. Thank you. Sorry. I'm pretty fast at that normally. It is not. Jeez. Guys, I'm 50 seconds in. Come on. Really? Is it that bad? Tough crowd. Top right side of Amygdala. We are looking at the main base of our Korean Protoss this time. He played Zerg last game and did an amazing job in denying that 5th, finding damage at the 4th, and eventually found his moment with the Ultras. This is Dark. Nikita, don't throw. Anyone cheering for Protoss in the next series, same as me? I'm cheering for fireworks, Nikita. Obviously, I hope you do well, mate. I think Skillers against Gumi is going to be really fun. Like, legitimately really, really fun. Yesterday, Gumio could not get it done against Hero, but he did have his moments throughout the series. Skillers had an unfortunate series against Clem, but Clem on the European server, if he's in Europe loping, is just an absolute nightmare. It's a nightmare for anybody. Gumi is really good, but the games today will look very different for Skillers. I am certain of that. I would obviously love to see ZVZ, yeah. I love ZVZ. I say it very often. ZVZ is the matchup that I feel like I cast the least these days because we obviously do a lot of qualifiers. Those are very Protoss heavy. Some Terrans. We do a lot of weekly cups. A lot of Protoss players there, some Terrans. The Zergs are rare, so because of that, I naturally love ZVZ because I don't see it a lot and I think it's a fun action-packed matchup. But, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if Dark's Protoss is capable of beating Reynor though. Reynor is really good in ZVP. Oh, maybe Dark is really good in PvZ. I'm not an expert. There is a little bug on this map. People ask about it. Like, what is that little jump? The jump doesn't do anything. It also doesn't give you high ground vision. So let's say if an Overlord is here, if that probe goes over that little hubble, it doesn't suddenly have high ground vision or something. It's just a visual bug. It's been around for a long time. It happened on many maps. It's also happening on some of these maps. Thank you to Pixel Zerg for the 4 months. I appreciate it, mate. Welcome. Welcome back. I don't know. I don't know what we're looking at. Hello, Marine Lord. Nog indeed has a pretty well. in my eyes, if you're Dark, here, what you want to do is this Adept. You can move it a tiny bit forward, because now you have what I like to call the double coverage. Shout out to the NFL. The playoffs are going on. You can have like a unit here and a unit here. And then if Banelings blow up the first unit, the second unit does not take any damage. Unlike what happened in the last game with Reynor Stalker warping, that was like right behind the Zealot. Then the Banelings splash over both. But here you can have a unit here and a unit here, and they will both live. But it's obviously a bit too early to worry about Banelings, and Dark's not worried about that, so it doesn't matter. The Void Ray into Oracle. Void Rays are very good in hiding stuff in the main. I don't know if Dark is gonna hide anything weird, cheeky, funky. Might just be a straight up game. So far it is very straight up. We'll keep an eye on it. And Twilight Council has gone down in the back. Twilight and a Forge. Don't know if Dark wants to play. Dark, if I have to make a guess here, it's gonna go Zealot charge with +1. Because Dark has obviously played too many games against Hero over the last few years. And Hero found that whole stretch of games where he did so incredibly well with charge and +1 Zealots. He did it once or twice against Serral as well recently. It's a build that became very popular in Masters Colosseum exactly a year ago. Kinda think Zealot... No, he's gonna go Blink. I thought maybe Zealot charge +1 because Hero's done it so many times against him, but it is just Blink for now. How would I rate Darkest chances with Protoss? I think Reynor is probably like a 25-30% favorite here. Like 75-25, 80-20. I don't really see Reynor messing up here, to be completely honest. But we never know. I don't know what kind of state Reynor is in. Reynor has his moments where sometimes he makes some plans on a random Wednesday evening with the lads over in Italy. And all the ladies out there. But Reynor so far has looked pretty good. He has looked sharp. I think Reynor is very good in this matchup. It's obviously very mechanically demanding. Reynor should have a lot of activity, should have a good idea what's happening. Should be able to take the fights that he is looking for and get good trades. But one really bad fight, and if Dark continues to be aggressive, could immediately be the end as well. So far, it doesn't look bad on Dark's side, but also doesn't look fantastic. Any game where you kill 0 workers 6 minutes in is not ideal. Reynor finds us around 10 seconds before Blink is done. Losing Stalkers is really painful. That's not what Dark needs, guys. Stalkers are very pricey. Can Reynor fight? The Dark is gonna go for some sort of a... Reynor has already seen this. How does Reynor have vision? Oh, the Zelnaga Watchtower. I was so confused there. I was like, how does Reynor have vision? But, alright. Reynor sees the pylon. Reynor sees the gate. Has an excellent circling counter once more. Dark is gonna warp in a few Zealots. These Zealots do have +1. So they're gonna be very efficient. Don't ask me what this Void Ray is up to. I don't see this going anywhere for Dark, to be completely honest. I think Reynor's had a soul read on this game, has been able to find a couple of good pickups. Could fight this, even if the Zealots have +1. I think he's got enough links to take a good fight here. At the same time, he's going to take an excellent fight here. He's going to be able to kill this gate and pylon before the first warping is even done. And Dark is floating 1200 minerals. It's not going anywhere for Dark, guys. It really is not going anywhere. The gateway gets killed and not cancelled. The Void Ray is having a little midlife crisis. You guys were talking about midlife crises earlier. This Void is like, what am I supposed to do? What are you guys looking at me for? What do you think is going to happen? I'm going to activate Prismatic Alignment. I'm going to zap down a hatchery. Nothing is like that is going to happen. Yeah, this is all Reynor. It looks like the first best of 5 of the day is going to come to an end. Dark has no Colossus, no Storm, no Archons. Hydras will reign supreme here. It is a Hydra world. Now sometimes if you look at Max or Hero Skillers doing their thing with a couple Oracles into Blink, they make it look easy and they make it look so oppressing and it's so in the face of the Zerg, and there's nothing that the Zerg can do. But those guys, they do so many things right to get themselves in these positions. This could be big for Dark. If Dark finds the Dropper Lords, If Dark fights, he sees an Overseer. Oh, Reynor just saw it, obviously, with the Link that still has control. That could have been really bad for Reynor. That could have been really, really bad. I agree, Bobby, because not quite the fireworks that we're hoping for, but I'm not panicking, mate. With the other 3 best of 5s that are left today, I don't mind that this one didn't quite live up to the expectations. Dark apparently wanted to have a little bit of fun today. Reynor always wants to have some fun, but when Reynor is having fun, it seems like he knows still what he's getting himself into. Dark is just getting completely overrun here. It is a Zerg invasion of Lings and Hydras in the natural. There are Hydras in the center. And there are Lings and Hydras dancing all over the third. And just like that, this game is over. Seconds before Storm is done. In this 9-minute and 22-second game, guys, Dark killed 1 drone. It is not easy to kill drones. Just because the best Protoss players in the world make it look easy when they are killing drones, it is not easy to kill drones. You lost all your Roddy points. So the first series comes to an end. We'll stay on NA because the second one will also be played on the NA server. We'll settle that prediction. No, they did not pick random. Nobody played random in this series. It was all race picking. There was some conversation happening in the lobbies. Sometimes like I do this, you do that, but there was no random. Reynor was a 61% favorite according to chat, and Reynor will advance into the top 6 of the LiuLi Cup. It's called the LiuLi, but we like Lulu. Reynor wins. Next best of 5. I'm actually very curious what you guys vote for here. I think this is a very, very, very difficult one to predict. I generally mean that. Lower bracket, it's Tournament Live on the line. Do you guys believe in Skillets, the Dutch RUP? Do you guys believe in Gumio, the Korean Terran that always has bangers in this matchup? Or do you guys just want to give points to charity? You can do whatever you want. We'll give it 15 minutes. It'll probably take a little while. The boys have to get ready. They have to start videoing. So I don't expect these games to start within like 2 minutes, but ETA is probably 5-6 minutes.